Hi everybody, this is Cyrus and welcome to my channel. I hope you guys will enjoy this. Basically, I want to create videos to help you specifically with the common challenges in life from a spiritual perspective. Ideas and concepts are coming from years of my own experience going down different metaphysical rabbit holes, but also just advice to help out with life, to help out with the stresses and issues that we all face. Hopefully something positive that you can enjoy instead of watching the news. A little bit about me. So I've written a few books like Understanding Life After Death, The Afterlife and Beyond, Awakened by Death as a book I co-authored. All of these surrounding the topic of mortality and our kind of ultimate destination, which I think is one of the most important subjects for anybody to think about. However, what's the use worrying about an afterlife if our life in this world is miserable? That's why I think a lot of the fundamentals need to be talked about more, including how to live a more fulfilling life, more interconnected with each other, with the world around you, and to basically have a more happy existence here on this planet. So to kick this off, I want to talk about why leading a balanced life is so important. No matter who you are or where you are in this world. And so when I talk about balance, I really mean not going into the extremes in any one direction. Now, Buddhists talk about the middle path, and this is similar to what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily a Buddhist, but I do kind of pluck wisdom from different places. And leading a balanced lifestyle means that you are not making up for something in your life that is not so great, that makes you unhappy and unfulfilled by indulging too much, for example, in eating unhealthy food, eating too much chocolate, which, we all love chocolate, but there can be too much of anything, smoking cigarettes or various types of multimedia addictions, as well as just behavior that over the long term can be destructive. For example, self-isolating. So we all need to have some kind of communication with others. We all need to kind of socially vibe with other people, or else we become kind of lonely, kind of depressed on an inner level. And so we have to balance that as well. But on the flip side, some people maybe take that too far, and they are always out partying and spending time socializing, but they don't take any inward time for themselves. So as you can see, many different things can be imbalanced. So many different ways of living can veer too much into an extreme. One way to lead a more balanced life is basically to find more happiness, more contentedness, more joy from small things. So you don't necessarily have to binge watch TV, although there's some TV shows that are worth binging. I'm currently binging on The Expanse, but the point is that if you're spending way too much time doing one thing, if something is imbalanced in your life, you can actually spend less time doing it, but finding more joy in what it is that you are doing. The secret to finding more happiness is actually something called flow state. And flow state is what actually many professional athletes talk about, whether it's late Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, anyone you can think of. They often talk about being in a state of flow, harmony, oneness with the activity that they're doing, and that's how they have such amazing results. Now, you can actually do this with almost anything that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and the idea is that you're able to use mindfulness to connect to the activity, focus only on that activity, and be fully immersed into it. By doing this, you'll be able to actually have the most amount of joy and happiness from whatever it is that you're doing, compared to if you're only half-heartedly connected to it. So if you're watching TV, for example, and your mind is thinking about work, all these other issues in your mind, then you're not actually connected to whatever it is that you're doing. The more connected you can become, the more happy that you'll be while you're doing it, and the more fulfilled you'll be, so you won't feel like you have to keep doing it endlessly to be able to get satisfaction. This flow state concept applies to many different things as well, so not just this. And I'll talk more about this on the channel as I keep making videos. But you can practice it right now by taking half an hour to do something you usually do, and it could even be something you don't like doing, like you're at work and you have to file a TPS report, whatever it is. But you can practice silencing your mind and only focusing on the activity that you're doing while manifesting a kind of interest, joy, happiness from that activity. So, for example, let's say you're gardening. So you're going to focus on the plants, you're going to focus on the smells of the soil, you're going to focus on every small detail that you're doing, instead of keeping your mind in one place while part of your mind is doing something else over here. And when you do this, you'll notice you'll be more connected to the activity, and you'll be generating more happiness, more kind of spiritual nourishment from whatever it is that you're doing. So again, this can apply to many, many different things. So part of leading a balanced lifestyle also involves what kind of input you're bringing into your mind. So someone who watches the news all day, always stressed out because they're identifying themselves with all the stuff that they're seeing happening in the world, or because they've taken some political side and then they've made that into their identity. This is also an imbalance. So part of the balance involves what kind of nourishment, what kind of mental nourishment are you bringing in? Just like having a healthy diet, you need to have some kind of a spiritual nourishment where you're not just bringing only information in which is, for example, things out of your control, things that you don't have to assume responsibility about, world crises or politics. Maybe some of that is fine, but if that's all you're doing all day, it's a big problem. And so this channel is hopefully part of that nourishment process, so that you're bringing some stuff into your mind every day on a self-growth, self-development level, where you can use that, and then you'll have a nicer garden afterwards. You'll be able to add nutrients into the vegetables, in your kind of mental framework. So that's another reason that I've made this channel. So hopefully you guys like it. So anyway, if you like what you're hearing, go down, hit that subscribe button, and feel free to hang out in this channel. Shoot me a message. It's pretty much a brand new operation, so I'll be very small around here. But my main podcast, my main channel is called Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. It's here on YouTube. Also have a community surrounding that on Facebook, on MeWe. You can check that out if you want. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching this, and hope to see you soon.